Humans naturally like to mark the progress of their lives by successes, such as learning to walk, finishing school, starting a business, getting married, and more. These successes are important to us for deep psychological reasons. They are the reassurance that we are competent and capable. Our successes may also be linked to an essential belief in our own goodness. To the unconscious mind, being successful means being good, and being good means being worthy. That is, worthy to exist, worthy to keep on living, worthy to be kept around. To many of us, being worthy means being loved, and being loved is ultimately what matters to us most. However, we do remember the life experiences of failure, falling off a bicycle, failing to pass the exam, and failing to get the interview. Like successes, failure stands for something deeper. It's often more than just a setback or disappointment. It can be linked to some troubling beliefs about ourselves. Put simply, failure reinforces our underlying belief that we are no good. It can make us feel helpless, ashamed, and mad. Failure is linked to a belief that we don't have what it takes to make it in the world, that what we do will always fall short or ruin the good. So, can we ever choose success or failure? Motivation and self-belief are linked to what we do. Having a positive attitude can help you anticipate happiness, health, and success. It can help you believe that you can overcome obstacles and difficulty. So, do you choose success or failure?
Did you know that you can release your past regrets and be totally free at last? Did you know that faith has nothing to do with religion, dear viewer? This program here is not a program where we promote religion. That's not our aim, that's not our view, that's not our goal. Our goal with this show here, Finding Answers, is to show you, dear viewer, that there is hope, that there is answer. And perhaps you are someone who's been looking for answers. Perhaps you are someone who's been wondering, why has my life been like this? I can't put up with this anymore. I've been trying different sources. I've been searching for help. Friends, family members, financial resources. They can help, but don't solve my problem. I keep facing recurring problems. Problems that have that boomerang effect. They come, go. And then when there is an apparent relief where the problem apparently has gone forever, all of a sudden it strikes you again. And this is a very tiring and consuming process, where we are here to say to you that faith can turn all around. Faith is a power, is an energy that is within you, but it needs to be activated. Faith has to be activated, and we are going to show you now the story of people that once they found faith and they learn how to put it into practice, their lives really, really changed. We're going to watch now the story of Sabrina, which is a single parent and had a lot of struggles to raise her child, but now she's making the most of life. Watch it now.
After I left school, I always knew that I wanted to go to university to get my degree, but it seemed like everything that I was doing to try and complete my degree, it seemed like everything was going wrong. My life felt like it was upside down. There were so many problems coming from left, right and center. I had a child to take care of. Then when all the problems of taking care of my son, being a single parent came along, it seemed impossible for me to achieve that dream that I always wanted. After I found my faith in God, then I started to put everything that I had learned into practice. And once I had done that, then I was able to use all those tools for me to achieve my dream that seemed so impossible for me to achieve. Now I'm a graduate and reaching for my dreams.
The same can happen to you who believe that faith can overcome any bad circumstances. Tonight we are going to be talking about success and failure. A lot of people hear constantly about success and failure. In fact, who does not want to be successful? Who in life wants to fail? No one. People go to school, people go to work, people fight for their dreams, people fight for a degree, but in reality, they are after happiness, they are after achievement. People have targets, goals, dreams. And when these dreams do not come to realization, life becomes very frustrating and disappointing. Well, I have Lisa with me here tonight. Good evening, Lisa.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
That's great. Lisa, success and failure.
Well, many people want to achieve success in life, don't they? I think we all can relate to that. But it's easier said than done. There are so many distractions that it can be challenging to discipline yourself to achieve a goal, and I'm sure we can all relate to that. However, psychologists say that the secret to success is in many steps. So they suggest if you do want to be successful, imagine becoming successful. So Einstein said that imagination is more important than knowledge. And the more vividly and accurately you imagine your success, the easier it will be for the rest of yourself to follow through. So the same way engineers must build a bridge first, you have to imagine yourself becoming the person you want to be, which I thought was quite a good analogy. The second is to find your purpose or goal in life. So identify the things you love to do, the things that give you satisfaction. And once you identify what you love to do, use this information to find the purpose of your life or the objective of your life. And the last thing is to set a clear goal and be realistic about what you want to achieve. So I think these are all kind of practical steps if you do want to achieve success. But I think the first thing is visualization. Know where you want to be, where do I want to go forward, but how am I going to get there? What obstacles are going to come in my way and how can I overcome these obstacles? I think they're practical tips on how you can achieve success. However, at the same time, I think all of us have experienced failures and we can't experience success without a certain degree of failure, can we?
Yeah, but you see, Lisa, that there are viewers who are watching now and they don't believe themselves. They don't believe they can be successful.
The truth is, though, that it depends what you measure success as. So, a success to me would mean something different for someone else. I think success is very relative to that person. Someone getting a job, that they really want would be successful to them, but another person could have that job and not perceive that as success. So it depends, again, bringing it back to what I said earlier, what do we want from life? And what do you want in life? And it just knowing that you can achieve that if you put into certain practical steps. But again, you have to be realistic about what you do want.
I think it's got to do with your definition about success, isn't it?
Yes.
Because people define success differently. One thinks that success, is to set a goal and reach your target. Another one thinks that success is about building a family. But what is your definition of success? Christy went to the streets of London, and when she went to the streets of London, she, approached the public and asked this question: how do you define success? It was quite interesting. So let's go now to the streets of London with Christy, and then we'll be back shortly.
Definitely depression is probably number one.
They're arguing and they're talking negatively about each other.
What is more valuable than another? And so
you can have as many friends and family as you want. It just depends.
Is a common regret, I should have asked that person out, or
Hi, it's Christy here. I'm Finding Answers, and tonight's topic is success and failure. Success is something majority of people strive for in life. And despite of the effort many put into this pursuit, why is it that many still seem to remain stuck in their failures? Well, let's see what the public have to say. How do you define success?
I think it's different things in life for different people. So maybe like stuff to do with family or career. Generally being content, I guess, and not like desperate for something different or new.
Success for me is probably when you set a target, you set yourself a target, you set yourself a goal and you achieve that.
Something that would fulfill you personally, like if you look back on it and you consider it something that's proud or something that's worth, something that you work towards as well, something that you tell your friends about.
Well, if you set a personal goal and you achieve it, then that's success. So it doesn't matter what it is, I suppose. You know, if it's job related or some personal idea you want to work out that's important to you.
Well, these were the opinions of the public in the streets of London, quite different. You know, a great diversity of different opinions, different mindsets about the definition of success. How about your opinion? What is your say? Our lines are open. You can give us a call. There is a team of advisors that are ready to take your call. You can even actually speak on air if you like. And let us know what is on your mind. The number is 020-7686-6300, or if you like, you can send me an email to help@findinganswers.tv. Let me give you the number again, 020-7686-6300, or alternatively, if you prefer, you can send an email to help@findinganswers.tv. We also have our channel on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube, isn't it?
Yes, we do. So we're also available on social media if you search for Facebook, so please do like us. If you search for Finding Answers, we're also available on YouTube, so please do subscribe to our channel. We talk about all issues relating to any struggles in life. We're also on Instagram, so please do follow us. And you can tweet us on Twitter if you search for @FindingAnswersTV. So please do not hesitate in contacting us.
Well, that's great. Well, we'll go to a break now, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Hi, I'm Chrissy B, and my show is all about improving your mental health and being happy. Join me every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. on my channel Sky 203. Visit chrissybshow.tv for more information and subscribe to our YouTube channel Chrissy B Show. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram @ChrissyB Show and on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show.
Do the maths. Changing your life is not as simple as changing your hairstyle, your shirt, or rearranging the furniture in your living room. You're talking about years of deep-rooted habits, behaviours and problems that are not going to change overnight. Many may say, think positively, but the trouble with that is that you can't do or change anything with just thoughts. But add action into the equation and the outcome can be different. Let's do the maths. Positive thinking plus action equals a change. Whatever it is, if the change is significant, if it's worthwhile, then it will have to take time, effort and homework from you.
My Channel TV, featuring a kaleidoscopic daily dose of programming. Stay with us every day and explore politics, economics, science, technology, lifestyle, culture, sports, and much more. We're here to amuse you, to keep you updated, and to keep you company. We're My Channel, your channel on Sky 203.
Hello and welcome back to Finding Answers, where tonight we are talking about success and failure. Have you experienced success and failure in life, or can you seem to just be struggling with a certain sense of failures? Again, our number is 020 768 66300, so do not hesitate in contacting us. We have a team of advisors. Well, now we have another testimony from a lady called Lisa, who overcame her failures in life and found happiness and success.
After my first failed marriage, I really started to suffer with depression. I then started looking for love in the wrong places. I started dating other people here and abroad, and I still felt so alone, but I was really desperate to find someone to fill that gap. I then married again, and that relationship failed as well, but this time I had a child as well. This is probably one of the worst moments of my life. Failed relationships and alone with a child. I felt desperate, I felt lonely, I felt empty, I felt rejected, I felt there was nothing else for me to live for. During my search for happiness, I turned to drugs, partying, meeting different people, and nothing would make me happy, nothing would fulfill me, nothing would allow me to have peace. I got to a point that I'd had enough of everything, had enough of my life. I just wanted happiness, I just wanted to be fulfilled. So I decided to accept an invitation from a friend, and I started to learn that there was help. And that help was through my faith, through searching God, through His Word, and really putting into practice the things that I learned. I understood firstly that I didn't have to suffer, and that actually I wasn't alone. I started to do chains of prayers. I started to make specific prayers for myself, to look after myself, to go deep and not just look at the circumstances around me. Through those prayers, things started to change inside of me. The way that I saw myself, the way that I saw my life, to know that actually I could be happy and I didn't need to depend on anyone else. Today, the way I see myself is completely different. I'm fulfilled, I'm a happy person, I'm assertive, I'm able to make decisions, I'm able to move forward, I have a career, I have family. Everything that I thought was impossible for my life, today is possible, and there are no limits.
Well, between failure and success, there is a way that we have to go through. We can call it steps. We know that success, in order for you to obtain success, real success, you need to take steps that will eventually lead you to where you want to be. And earlier today, I was talking to a young man that is quite young in age, but very wise, and he made an important point, which I think it's worth sharing with the viewers. He made, an analogy between success and a step ladder. He said, listen, think about this. When people are climbing a step ladder, the higher you climb, the harder it seems, it feels. But why does it get harder if the action did not necessarily change? All the person does is keep climbing. And then I thought, I wondered why. Because of fear. See, it wasn't necessarily the change of course of action that made things harder. But the higher the person got on the ladder, the more fear they have. And that was a very powerful analogy, which I think it's worth sharing because this is so true. There are many people who are watching me now, they are successful, they've got potential, they've got ability, they've got skills, they've got all to succeed in life, but they simply are stuck in a rut because they let fear paralyze them. They allow fear to make them stop moving forward. And there is one thing that can overcome fear, that is faith. Well, we're going to show you now facts through faith. You're going to watch now the story of our live guest of tonight's show. She's going to be sharing and disclosing here important matters that will certainly help you find success.
Pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Welcome back to Find the Answers. Well, tonight with me, I have Omolade. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
That's great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's great. So tell us your story.
Okay, so I will go right back. So right from the age of 9, I remember I had a band test, and I remember coming home telling my mum my results, and I was so upset inside. I was so shattered, like, why didn't I pass? And I remember doing when I was around 10, 11, we had a test called the SATs, and the SATs was to help you to get into secondary school. And again, I didn't do well, and it was the same thing. I went back home and I told my mum, look, Mum, I didn't do well on my SATs. And Mum was just like, you know what, it's okay. You're gonna go to secondary school and you're gonna pass, you're gonna do well. So she tried to encourage me and motivate me. But me being the oldest child, it's like I felt the need that I needed to impress my mum and dad and be that example for my family. I remember even one family member said to me, her daughter, saying that, I don't want you to be like Omolade, who doesn't pass, who doesn't do well. And I held on to that word, like I held on to what she said. And even till today, I haven't forgotten, I've forgiven her, but those words, words have power, and I did not forget those words. So I got into secondary school, and I did my SATs again, like, because you do your SATs when you hit year 9, around 14, you do your SATs again. And again, I didn't do well. I got the lowest grades. And I was thinking, what is going on here? Like, I want to pass, I want to do well. I want to succeed in life, but why is it that I'm going around in circles? Why is it that I'm not passing? Why is it that I'm not doing well? I just couldn't understand. Then when I got into year 11, there's GCSEs, and obviously you need to do your GCSEs, and that's like the foundation for you to get into college, get into university. So it was a very important stage of my life. And did my GCSEs, but before I did my GCSEs, a friend invited me to a youth group. And this youth group was really different. It was a youth group which taught you how to use your faith. It motivated us to do well in our studies, not to give up, to push ourselves, to challenge ourselves. And I was thinking, this youth group is interesting. I'm going to keep on going because it has its words of encouragement.
It was quite helpful.
Very helpful.
But you mentioned something. Sorry to cut you, but I think it's worth mentioning here what you said, what you quoted. When you said that you held to a word when somebody, what did the person say?
She said that she compared her daughter to me and said, I don't want you to be like Omolade, who doesn't pass, who doesn't do well in her
She said to her daughter that she didn't want her daughter to be like you.
No.
And you heard that?
Yeah, her daughter passed that on. Because her daughter was quite close with me and my sister, she passed that on to us.
She spoke to you?
Yeah, she spoke to us about it, and I just remember.
How did this word affect your life?
It affected me because it made me feel low, it made me feel down. It made me feel like, wow, like she said that, is that who I am? The person who can't pass, the person who can't do well. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be the one who will succeed, who will do well.
Did you feel judged?
I definitely felt judged. I definitely felt judged a lot through those words. Like I said, words have power. And I just did not want to be a failure in life. I didn't want to have that label. I didn't want to have that label on my forehead saying failure, like the person who didn't do well, the person who didn't succeed.
You touched a very, very delicate subject, which I believe that a lot of viewers that are watching now, they can relate to it, which is the labeling thing.
Yeah.
If you allow people to label you, they will. But the thing is, we can't regard ourselves or disregard ourselves. We need to see who we are, and we need to find our talents, our skills, and believe ourselves. And this is one of the benefits that faith offers. When you have this experience with faith, intelligent faith, which is a power given by God to anyone who wishes to have such power, one of the things that faith does help with, faith will make you see your potential. Regardless of what people have to say about you, regardless of being or not being accepted, regardless of, of what your friends, what your parents, what your relatives have to say about you, you know who you are. You know your qualities. But you see, when this faith is not really active within us, we can be easily hurt by a bad comment, and we can't help, because the truth of the matter is we can't control what people say. We can't control what people think about us. We can't. And that's what happened to the young lady here. So someone once said, I don't want, this lady said to her daughter, I don't want you to be like Omolade because she keeps on failing. And Omolade held to that word because, as she said, and she put it very well, words have power. Now, words can destroy you, but the good news is that words also can uplift you and change your life. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes? A bad word, a word that is inspired by evil, by negativity, will certainly put you down. No matter how good you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter how talented you are, if you allow that word to get in, that's it. Your future will seriously be compromised. But the word of God, which is the word of faith, the word of promise, that will always uplift you, even if the entire planet doesn't like you. Even if the entire planet puts a label on your forehead, failure, mediocre, whatever you name it. But if you've got this faith burning within you, my friend, none of these comments will ever affect you. And you will move on and you prove them wrong. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, we are going to go to a break now. But when we come back, you're going to resume your story. Okay? Stay tuned.
So, maybe you're thinking about making some big changes or setting some ambitious goals for yourself. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds or read through the Bible. Maybe you want to run a marathon or repair a broken relationship. Whatever your big goal is, the temptation is to expect to go straight from here to here, or from here to here. The reality is, there are a lot of small steps between big decisions and big results. Challenges and obstacles await. At some point, you might even want to quit. But stand firm. Don't be disappointed with slow progress. Don't be overwhelmed by the destination. Rather, focus on what you can do today. Skip dessert. Read a chapter. Go for a run. Make a phone call. The more difficult the journey, the more rewarding the destination. And it can all start today with just one small step.
The pursuit of happiness. What will make you happy? Success? Fame? New shoes? Financial security? Love? Education? Independence? Family? Sometimes in the pursuit of things we think will bring us happiness, Sometimes we fail to see that we aren't happy, or we never find it. We live in a world of people. Rather than pursue things to make you happy, what if we all worked to make each other happy? Wouldn't we all be happier?
Come on, spin me around now, I don't wanna go home. 'Cause when you hold me like this, you know my heart skips a beat. I know I should, but I can't leave it alone. And when you hold me like this, that's when my heart skips a beat. You gotta love this, man.
Welcome back to Finding Answers. We're live here. We've got a team of advisors who are ready to take your call. So do you wish to call us to talk about any issue or to get a spiritual advice, please? The lines are open. The number is 020-7686-6300. Or, if you like, you can send me an email to help@findinganswers.tv, and we are going to reply to your email at our earliest convenience. Okay? Well, coming back to your story, Omolade. So, life of failures.
Yes.
Cycle of failures. Can we say that?
Yes. That's right, yeah.
So, you've been labeled as...
Someone, she compared me to her daughter and said, I don't want you to be like Omolade, who fails, who doesn't do well, who doesn't succeed in her education. And that was the label, and I kept those words throughout. Like, I never forgot those words, and I was determined in my head, I'm not going to be a failure. I want the opposite. I want to succeed. But it was when I got into college, I was around 16, and I was doing now my A-level. So I managed to just pass my GCSEs, like literally just pass. Like, you know, when you just pass, you just literally just got in. Literally, yeah. It was that. So was doing my A-levels, my AS, and again, I still wasn't doing well. It was a vicious cycle. And I just remember when I was in my second year, I ended up doing a lot of retakes. So I think I did about 4 or 5 retakes, okay, on top of doing my normal studies as well. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to make it to university. Like, I can't allow this to stop me from getting into university. If I don't pass, then I'm not getting into university. I may have to retake a year or think about a detour in terms of my career. So did the retakes, passed the retakes, and then on top passed my A-levels as well. But it was just about passing. It wasn't, you know, amazing grades, like phenomenal. It was just, I literally just scraped and got into university. And when I got into university, it was a different ball game, because I was now studying for a degree. And I was thinking, wow, I just literally got into university, just passed. How am I going to do this degree? How am I going to pass? And I remember my first lecture sitting down, and I didn't understand a word of what the lecture said.
When you got to the university to fight for your degree, yeah, could you say that the past was still within you?
Yeah, because it always haunted me. It always haunted me. I cannot fail. I don't want to get a low degree in my uni.
So you had that pressure on you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I was like, I've made it through secondary school, I've made it through my A-levels, I've got to make it through my degree, I've got to do well. As being the oldest child in my family, coming from an African household, it's like you have this pressure to be the example to your parents, to your family members, to your siblings. Everyone's looking up to you. Yeah. So I had that pressure in wanting to do well. I knew that I didn't want to come home telling my parents I did not pass my degree, something that I was paying for, something that money was put into. I just didn't want to come home saying I didn't pass my degree. Everything that I tried to do in terms of it all led to this. Me passing primary school, secondary school, college, it was all leading to my degree. So I knew that I just couldn't come home with a bad degree. I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember I just passed my first year and literally just scraped it. I just remember coming to my friends saying, look, I've passed. And then second year was okay, but my final year was the one that hit me the most. I remember being in it was like a study room, and there was one particular module I just was never passing. And I remember sitting there, none of my friends were around me, no one who knew me was around me. It was just a study room full of people just studying, and I just sat down and tears was just rolling down my eyes.
And that only happened in the final year?
In my final year.
You see, this has to do with the analogy of the step ladder. Because as you are closer, as you are climbing up, you see, the course of action was still the same.
Yeah.
You see, you're still going to university. But why is it that it got harder and worse? It wasn't necessarily the teachings of the subjects that got harder, but fear grew inside of you. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yes. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to pass. Because when I saw that grade, it was like, all the grades add up to your degree. If one or two of them are really low, it has an impact on your overall grade. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get that degree. And I just remember sitting there, and that was really one of, I would say, my hardest moments. It was one of my hardest and toughest moments. Being in that room, tears just rolling down my eyes, and I was this close to giving up, like literally just this close to just giving up and like literally saying goodbye to my degree, goodbye to this, not doing this degree again.
Could you say that that was perhaps the worst moment?
Yeah, in my education, that was the worst moment for me in my education. I remember typing on Facebook a really long message saying, like, it was literally a message of crying, like, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna leave. And one person wrote on my Facebook status and said, don't give up, keep going. Do not give up. And through faith as well, when I heard those words, I was like, okay, wow. When I saw those words written on my status, I was like, wow, somebody believes in me. Somebody's giving me words of encouragement. And then through that, I had faith, prayers, you know, through the youth group that I was going to as well, that really encouraged me as well to keep going and to keep fighting.
The words that your friend's mother used put you down.
Yeah.
You see, on the other hand, the words that you heard from a stranger on Facebook, okay, who made a comment on your post, brought you up.
Yeah.
You see the power of words.
Yeah.
They can be spoken, they can be written, they can be sung, but they are words. And this is the amazing. Now imagine what happens to an individual whose mind is open to hear the word of God. Did your life change?
Yeah, definitely.
How did your life change?
Well, I graduated. I managed to graduate in communication and media with a 2-1, and I was so happy, like, because there's first class, then 2-1, and then it goes good. So I was so happy that I achieved that 2-1, and then when I graduated from uni, it was just the beginning, because it was I was heading into the working world, and obviously the working world, when you're trying to develop your career or get your foot into the job that you want, that's a different ballgame in itself. So again, that was another challenge. But through every challenge that you go through, it makes you stronger, it makes you to keep going, it makes you to keep fighting, it makes you to achieve for the next thing. So I said to myself, if I got this degree, if I did well, if I got the 2-1, if I've conquered all of these things, then I don't see why I cannot conquer to get that job that I want. So for 2 years, I was fighting. I was doing my CV, applying for jobs. I had many rejections, but I didn't let that knock me down. I didn't use that as a setback. Because I've gone through so many failures, I was like, no, I've passed through these failures, so I don't see why I cannot pass through it now. I did internships. I asked people to look at my CV, my cover letter. I applied for like about 40 jobs every day. I just wasn't giving up. I kept going.
So how did faith help you?
Prayers, through not giving up, through the word as well, because word has power, through motivation words as well. through coming to the youth group regularly as well. A Christian group that I was coming to as well. I was going to a Christian place I was going to a few times a week in a weekday, and hearing words of encouragement and how to fight and not give up, trusting in God as well, and using my faith every day, praying, asking God to help me, to guide me.
How is your life today? Today you are...
Today, now I work for one of the best global events company worldwide, and I'm a digital system exec where I build websites. I managed to get a good car as well. I had the opportunity to travel to Barcelona last year with my job. Everything was paid for, expenses, everything. I also got a salary rise last year as well. And, you know, I asked for a place where I could be, where I could develop, improve, you know, get the training that I need. And I definitely got all of those things. And now I feel like I'm in a place where I've got that good foundation to achieve higher things and move to a better place in my career path.
Could you say that faith literally changed the label from failure to successful?
Definitely. Now I'm someone who's a motivator. Like, I encourage people, I help people with their CVs as well. I help people to try and get jobs as well. And that's all because of through my past experiences, through what I went through not giving up. That label has changed. You know, now I've got the label of someone who likes to achieve, someone who always striving to do well, striving for the best.
Do you have inner peace?
Definitely, definitely. I definitely have inner peace.
Congratulations, Omolade. Okay, keep going, and I'm pretty sure that this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
There is a lot more to come, okay?
Yeah.
Well, and that's it. We'll go to a break now. When we come back, our guest of honor, our honorable guest, Pastor Roland, will be here to share his point of view with you. Stay tuned.
Where DKW, a different kind of woman. So I want to find out if you might have dyslexia.
My memory's not too good today.
And it's almost like you have to be this superwoman.
Years and years ago when I watched Titanic, and obviously My Heart Will Go On came on, and it just brought me back to that time.
And I was with 4 other sisters. Lord have mercy. So you know how they work. You're not gonna go over there and say nothing.
Come on, a little closer now, and let me know that you're mine. Woo!
It's going to be your turn to do your macaroons. No competition.
We're here at Britain's Top Designer 2015.
This is DKW. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Hi everyone, I'm James.
And I am Helena.
Join us here every Saturday at 3 p.m. for Love Talk.
The show that teaches you how to love intelligently.
On my channel, Sky 203.
See you there.
Love Talk on my channel, Sky 203. Every Saturday, 3 p.m.
Follow my channel's updates on Facebook. Like your favourite videos and see pictures of your favourite artists. Access our Twitter @MyChannelUK and get to know what's on with My Channel. Visit tvmychannel.com and be connected to our world. My Channel, a whole new world of entertainment.
Success and failure. How do you view them? How do you define success? Well, people have different points of views, but I have here with me tonight Pastor Roland. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Douglas. Good evening to all viewers.
Please, have your say.
Well, coming to the show today, I came across with a picture that called my attention. In this picture, get my point, there were two people inside of a bus, and in one side of the window there was a very beautiful view. On the right side, a beautiful view. There was the ocean, they could see the horizon, beautiful. On the other side, there was a rocky mountain, very depressive view. So all the seats were empty, but in the last seat, there was one person sitting on the left, one on the right, and the one on the right side, very happy, seeing the image, smiling, and the other one on the other side, looking to the rocky mountain, depressive, even crying. But who told him that that was the seat that he should sit? That stage of depression or the stage of happiness shows exactly the balance between success and failure. You choose where you want to sit. You choose where you want to go. You choose what you want to see in life. Maybe you come to me and you say, Pastor, but you don't know what is going on in my life. You don't see my problems. There are problems. And I'm not saying that there are not. I have problems. Douglas, do you face problems?
Yes, of course.
All of us, we see problems in front of us. But if you look to the problem without looking to God, I'm going to tell you, yes, your problem will lead you to failure. But from the moment that you lift up your eyes and you bring faith, this subject, faith, to the matter, once you look the size of God, the size of faith, the size of this power now, you may realize that your problem is this big in comparison to faith to our God. That's the reason why we have what we call testimonies. People that through faith could make in life. They decided to move their seat to the better side. And applying faith to their steps, to what they need to do, they learned how to overcome, Douglas. Because this is how you need to act. Adding faith into your decisions. From that moment, you're going to be able to come out of this situation of failure and then engage yourself into meet success.
Yes, and talking about the way we see things, it all comes to how you see the problem. I just remembered an analogy that I saw just the other day, which was quite interesting, where a father and a son, they were walking, and the son asked his father, Dad, how big is God? What is the size of God? And the father was wondering, oh my God, you got me on that one. How will I answer? And then the father got the son by the hand and said, Son, look at the clouds. Can you see the airplane there? There was an airplane flying very high. Yes, Dad. How big is it? Well, from here, it's very, very tiny and small. Okay. And a few minutes after that, the father took the boy to the airport. They went to the airplanes where, you know, where people go on board. And then he literally put the boy in front of an airplane and said, Son, how big is the airplane now? Wow, Dad, it's quite massive, he said. Likewise is God. The closer you are to Him, the bigger He is.
That's exactly what you then have to apply in your life. Come close, closer to faith. Take this step towards God, and then you're going to be able to meet success, because He is really massive, big. But if you are far from Him, you see Him as the airplane high above. But if you come closer to God, you get amazed by His power.
And the good news that for people to get closer to God, Pastor Roland, they don't need to be religious. They don't need to have a religion. They just need to use faith, and we are going to use it now through the prayer.
Good. Is just believe. Believe in what's going to happen now. I invite you to prepare a glass of water. Take it. Take this time now. Just go there. Get a glass of water. It's 30 seconds. We give you this time so that you can take part of this prayer. Doesn't matter your belief, your background, who you are. Actually, I think nobody's watching. Go there, get a glass of water. Believe in this prayer. You're going to bring yourself closer to God, your heart closer to God, your mind closer to God. You're going to see success.
Let's prepare now for the prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer for your health and general well-being, send your name and prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
Our Lord and our God, our Father, we come to you in the name of the Lord Jesus for this prayer, my Lord. And I bring with me all those who believe now and are praying together. And as we come closer to you, we approach you, do what you said in your word that would be done. You told us that if we would turn to you, you would turn to us. As this person is now praying, perhaps kneeling down, close to the TV, to the radio, listening to this prayer, my God, I ask you, show yourself to this person, show your signs, awaken inside of this person the hope, the belief that things will be different, my God, as we believe in your power, and make this change possible, so that this person may receive your power inside, as from this moment when he drinks from this water, this blessed water that we present to you. Let something different take part inside. And when this person drinks, let, my Father, your power, the power of faith, be revealed. And what was impossible then become possible. Let this person touch in success as something touchable, reachable. Let this person be blessed as I bless them. I bless all those who believe. I bless this water in the name of the Lord Jesus. And all those who believe, drink from this water now in faith and receive God's power.
If you'd like to watch the previous shows of Finances, we've got a channel on YouTube. Just go to YouTube on the search bar and type Finances. You're going to see the previous shows with Douglas, Edward, Michael Boudrin, Pastor Roland, Pastor Ade, Pastor David. They're all there for you with different views, comments. Lisa, of course, we can't forget about Lisa. Okay? And all, you know, this great team here that help Finances be a successful show. Well, that's it for today. God bless you. See you next time.